Is there any way to save my marriage after I cheated? Story 1. Me 30F and my husband 36M have been married for 5 years, and he's a really good guy, very attractive, smart and educated, has a good job, the time is insanely great, and I know he's crazy about me. I really love him, and he's my best friend indeed. I've cheated on him years ago twice with 2 different guys. He knows about it, it hurt him a lot, and I felt like the worst person in the world for doing this. I was really sorry. We worked things out, and we were good for the past few years. The thing is, I often think about other guys, and I was really trying my best to be faithful to him. I failed, and I cheated again just recently. The blame is on me, the other guy didn't even know I'm married. I can't lie about what I'm feeling, and it felt really great in the moment, but then all I feel right now is an awful regret. My husband often says that he loves me, and he does absolutely everything possible to make me happy. I don't know what's wrong with me, but even though I love him, being monogamous is really hard. I don't even know why I cheat. My husband is way better in bed than all those 3 guys I cheated on him with, and he's also very loving and gives me all the attention I need and ask for. I don't have major problems related to him. All those 3 times I cheated happened in the heat of the moment, and I wasn't thinking straight. I know it's not an excuse though, but it is true. And no, my husband is not open-minded to the point of agreeing on an open marriage. I had a conversation with my husband about what I did. It didn't go very well. He thinks I might be a time addict or something like this, and he told me to look for help. He's hurt and angry at me, but he says he doesn't want a divorce and that we can work through this again, and he just needs some time. He's staying with his parents for now around 2 hours away from where we live, and he's been very distant. We still talk every day, but it's not like it was before. He asks how am I doing, if I need anything, but it's not like a real conversation. I hadn't seen him in days and he came back home last Saturday. I thought it was at least a start, but he only wanted time from me and went back to his parents' house again. On top of that, there's the fact that I might be pregnant. I don't know for sure if I am or not, so I haven't told him. If I am, it's my husband's, because of the timing, and also because I've used protection with all the other guys but I never use condoms with my husband, and every now and then I mess up the birth control pill hours. He really wanted to have kids, it will be our first child, and this would be good news before I screwed things up for the 3rd time. Is there any way to save my marriage at this point? Is there anything I can do to make it up to him? I originally posted this on other sub, but then someone told me to post here. Update, he came back home today. We talked about everything, we cried together, we sorted things out, we made love. I'm starting therapy next week. At least for now we're good again, and I'm so happy. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, pay attention people. This is what happens when you take a cheater back. If you're lucky, you're just traumatized and in pain for the rest of your life, stuck in a relationship without trust. For most people, they'll end up experiencing this wonderful feeling all over again. Cheaters are 350% more likely to reoffend in a relationship where they've been taken back. You truly deserve to be miserable and alone for the rest of your life. To sit here and describe how wonderful this man is and how much you love him, but to do this to him for a 3rd time now? You really do deserve the worst life has to offer. Redditor 2, but he only wanted time from me and went back to his parents' house again. You only wanted time from the other 3 guys, so there's no reason for him not to do the same thing with you, correct? Redditor 3, you will keep cheating and betraying your husband until you have consequences and are held accountable. End of story. Your husband, thus far, has failed to hand you consequences, and you have failed to hold yourself accountable. You are a serial cheater, an unremorseful serial cheater, the very worst kind, because you won't stop, and you have no plans to stop. Get into therapy, it's imperative. Tell your family and close friends what you have done and enlist their aid in holding you accountable. Send your husband here, so he can get good advice for dealing with a serial cheater. You won't like the advice he receives, but it's all good advice for him. You should think about leaving him. At this point, you're just torturing the man, it's literally abuse. Story 2, 14 years of lies. I feel so lost. I 36 meters don't know where to start. I'm on a roller coaster but mainly feel just numb. My wife 34F and I have been together for 14 years, married for 7 of them. We have 2 wonderful daughters ages 4 and 212. Last week my wife started going back to school. She has been a stay-at-home mom for 3 years. I met her when she moved to my state and we just connected. Last week she told me she changed the PIN on her phone because she was going to start keeping a diary journal on it, and because of her past family experiences she needed to keep it private. She had a very abusive childhood that she credits me for helping escape. I told her this made me uncomfortable as it felt like she didn't trust me. I begrudgingly accepted her explanation, but it never sat right with me. I stated noticing that her phone started to never be left alone, and if I came into the room she would always turn it off and put it in her pocket and shield my view. Last Friday we were supposed to work out, but when I was reading to my daughters I drifted off to sleep. When I woke up 30 minutes later she was gone. Said she went to a ramen shop with her friend. It was 8 p.m. All these things were in my head all Saturday and my gut was telling me something was wrong, along with the fact my eldest daughter told me that she had met my friend in the store with the backwards hat and then said, "Oops, I wasn't supposed to tell you that." So last night I confronted my wife. I asked if she was having an affair and I asked her to show me her phone. After some denial she told me that she didn't love me as a partner anymore and that she only loved me as the father of our daughters. And that she has never fully loved me. Because whatever we felt for each other when we met, she felt 10,000x for a guy she was with when she was 17 in her home state and still feels for him. So she has never been fully in love with me. She has been in contact with him, which is why she hid her phone. And telling him how she resents me and doesn't love me and how she feels trapped as a stay-at-home joint decision mom and has lost her identity. She swears she's never stepped out physically, but at this point I feel like it would have been easier if she had. I am moving out. I don't want this for my daughters. My heart is broken and I don't know what to do anymore. Edit. Wife is now in the travel trailer. Edit. To the wife and I are doing some serious talking and soul searching right now. I will admit to my share of problems in our marriage. My kids are my whole world, and somewhere along the way I lost sight of my wife. And she lost sight of me. We are going to jointly decide the best path forward for us and our daughters. Whether that be as husband and wife or as co-parents. Therapy is in our future, whether as individuals or as a couple, most likely both. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, what a acidy human being. Why have kids with you? Why stay so long if she doesn't love you? She's a terrible person. For how many times she could have done the right thing rather than hurt you in the worst way. Now you will never be her friend. Gray rock and start practicing the 180 and protect your children as much as possible. Legally protect yourself and make her a stranger except for kids. Hell, Let her run away from her kids to chase some terrible childhood relationship that she has romanticized. Your children deserve better, but it's best she leaves immediately and traumatizes them one time rather than repeatedly. Redditor 2, why are you moving out? You didn't do anything wrong, and you pay the bills. Tell her to leave, and go be free from her shackles. For what it's worth, it is extremely common for a WS to rewrite history, often even rewriting their emotions. It's part and parcel of the affair fog, so don't take it literal. Anyways, yeah, boot her out, look after your kids, and serve her divorce papers while she's still in the fog. Look up the 180 and gray rock treatments. Now is the time to be stoic and strong. You can fall apart later, after you handle business. Redditor 3, after reading the gray rock and 180 I have already fallen onto that pick-me trap. I have been out all morning with my thoughts. Think it's time to go home and face the music, so to speak.